This podcast contains strong language and discussions about relationships, sex, and love. It may not be suitable for younger listeners. This is the Can't Keep My Mouth Shut podcast, and I am Nixalina. Hi Guys, happy Monday evening. Thank you for coming back to me, Nixalina, over on Can't Keep My Mouth Shut here. Hi everyone. Welcome. Let's talk about my vagina. Who doesn't want to spend their Monday evening talking about my fucking vagina? That's what I want to know. What, you've all got better things to do with your time? Don't think so. This episode is called My Vagina is on Strike, and I love her for it. Yeah. So, what the fuck am I talking about? Allow me to explain. Since my separation from all of them, forever, all the men I've ever dated in my whole life, I've always ended up craving, wanting a guy, desperately dating, and desperately is the correct word, right? And I think that's half the reason why I would always end up in toxic shithole relationships with cunty faces, because I just desperately needed someone. And not only that, I fucking love sex. I love sex. I crave that physical connection. Oh, stop. And when they're good at it, yo, if you got any dominant vibes, whatever, I'm yours, whatever you want. So, wait, I've sidetracked now. No, I'm like, hang on a minute, why am I on strike? Yeah, so I've always kind of I guess, really felt like a man's attention was the validation I needed in my life. Sex and being sexually wanted by a man was also validation that I didn't really know I wanted as well. I also fucking love the feeling of having sex. So yeah, I'm always trying to, or have always been trying to find a guy or date and, spend nights with guys. And that's just always been my narrative. Until now. Until now. So get this. My therapist that I engaged with since I left my engagement, was like, can you try and take 90 days of no sex? Take a break, take a sex detox. And she was been asking me to do it, since I left him. And I was like, what? What? And at the time, I was kind of seeing someone from Bali, right? So I'm like, but I'm going over to see him in 3 weeks. What? She really, really pushed this idea that what I needed to do was have 90 days of no sex. In some method to helping me get over any kind of remaining lingering codependency issues that I had. And I really got over the emotional side of my ex, that's done and dusted. But what I was still dealing with is when am I going to find someone? When am I going to meet someone? And I want that connection, all that jazz. Anyway, she told me to have a sex detox. I said, absolutely not. Nah, you crazy bitch? No way. That's not going to help. It fucking did. Never say therapy's a waste of money, people, because sadly, they do know what they're talking about. So the Bali boy I was loosely seeing, I kind of wrapped it up in June. And I just then stopped wanting sex. And it all tied in at the same time with me validating myself again, not even bothering dating anymore, not feeling lonely anymore, not missing anyone. I certainly don't miss the fiance. I don't miss the one before them. I don't miss sex. I just stopped wanting it. And not only was my vagina refusing to engage in any sexual activity, I also didn't want to date. And let me tell you this now, it's not from lack of offers. Like, I'm not kidding. I have a guy that, like, I hooked up with last year, whatever. Great night. Like, great guy, great night. But he'll constantly, like, can we do this? Can we do that? I'm like, nah. Just nah. Like, love ya? Nah. I have no interest. My vagina has somehow gone on strike, given me the 90-day sex detox of which my therapist has spent almost 2 years trying to get me to do. And now I understand why, because it feels so good. That's what I mean. I love her for it. Not my therapist. I love my vagina. I love them both. Not equally. I love my vagina more. She doesn't cost me $120 every week. It's the best feeling. And I can't describe how much I don't miss it. And like, here's the real crux of it as well, is whilst I have no fucks to give anymore about fucking, I also just don't feel in any shape or form like my life requires another human. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited to meet the one. Trust me, like, I am going to find someone and then I'll be wanting to sleep with them 3 or 4 times a bloody day. But right now, I just don't want that. And it's incredible. It's almost like part of your final aspects of your healing from anything, or you are looking at codependency or whatever. It's just like, I just don't want anymore. It's great. Do I miss some parts of the sexual side? Yeah. Do I go out now and see a hot guy and be like, oh, I could take him back? No. I used to. But it's like sex to me now isn't just about, let me go and like, blow and go like what guys do. I don't get anything from that. My needs now is I want a sexual connection with the partner that I want to be with. That's what I've wanted my whole life, right? For me, one night stands and fucking around is just, that doesn't do it for me. I've always wanted to have incredible sex with my partner. But to get to the stage where you're single and you're not missing it and you're not craving it, and on top of that, you don't want to date. It's not like I don't want to date. That's probably the wrong word. It's that I'm not dating. I'm actively choosing to not date. And I don't care. I was at Mandela Club the other week, hot guy in a suit, chatting to him a bit. And I'm like, what do you do? And he went, I'm a broker. I went, oh, of course you are. Of course you are. I went, and let me guess, are you 28? And he went like, yeah, how do you know? And I was like, fuck me sideways. I'm not kidding. Side note, every guy in the last 3 years of my life seems to be fucking 28-year-old brokers. I went on a date 2 months ago, 28-year-old broker, 28-year-old broker. I'm like stuck in this weird 28 broker. I don't like it. For context, when I met the fiance, he was 28, he's a broker. So when I'm at the Mandela Club, the guy was hot. And like, as soon as he said he was a 28-year-old broker, I went, nah. And he was like, so do you want to come home with me tonight? I was like, nah. and then I just walked off and let her sing. He was hot. I just couldn't give a fuck. Like, if I talked to him and he had anything about him, a personality beyond that, any job but a broker, any fucking job except a broker or a trader. I won't touch you guys with a barge pole anymore. And if he was a little bit older than 28, I thought, you'll be just like, I'm going to come, I got shit sex vibes. But I'm not interested. I'm not interested because my vagina's gone on strike. If I'd met him 6 months ago or 8 months ago, I might have gone like, oh yeah, I might have ordered another beer and gone, yeah, let's get a cab back now. But I just don't want it anymore. And ironically, as we all know what works with the universe and laws of attraction and the energy you put out, ironically, all I'm getting now is fucking men, like, piling on. Oh, like, I'm just one-night stand offers, but also like date offers. It's just, I can't get rid of them fast enough. Is there a part of me that's a bit concerned that I've lost my sex drive? Tiny bit. Tiny bit. But I know I haven't totally lost my sex drive because me and my favourite vibrator, we're still close. Do you get what I'm saying? We still hang out like daily. Is that too much information? So my vagina, she's working just fine. She's just gone on strike with sex with men. And I love her for it. And on that note, that's the end of this episode. It really was just an episode talking about my vagina. So if you got to the end, thanks for listening. I'm glad to know that you care about my vagina's health as much as I do. If you are currently in a no-sex space, do reach out to me and let me know what you think. Because if you're worried that you have lost your sex drive, I hope you realise that's not the case. And if you have just lost your sex drive, that's very normal. It also happens. You can slide into my DMs to talk about it as well. Always find me on social media. I'm everywhere, like a parasite, at Nixalina, Nixalina. And with that, I will see you all next week. Thanks for listening to the Can't Keep My Mouth Shut podcast. Produced and hosted by me, Nixalina, and recorded in the Splice Cast Studios in Singapore. I'm available to listen to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, and all major podcast listening apps. Do subscribe to enjoy a new episode every Monday evening. Please do give me a 5-star review. It helps other people also find my podcast. For more content and features to read, you can check out my website, nixalina.com. That's nixalina.com. I'm also on social media. Simply search at Nixalina, Nixalina, to find me. Don't be shy. Come say hi.